Right.
First question will be Brennan Simone from Noles 247.
Hey Sam, how's it going?
Good.
So you committed to FSU before this season. Just curious your recruiting process, what that was like for you during the season. Did you ever have any doubts about FSU, and why ultimately did you end up signing here and picking FSU?
I had no doubt about FSU. I just know that when I committed before the season, I just want to see how we was going to fight back in every game. I think we going to have the perfect season this year. While everybody just getting the news about COVID just going around. COVID hit down last year, February. So I just knew we was not going to probably have the perfect season. I just wanted to see how we were going to fight during that season. And I like that every way we fight every game, especially the Miami game, coming out with a big win. Not just holding our heads down, keeping it high, the way Coach Norvell did everything well, just not listening to the media or the social media about just down at FSU. So I always had big hopes for FSU.
All right, next will be Perry from Tomahawk Nation.
Hey Sam, just these first couple weeks, literally at college, what's it been like adjusting to that lifestyle? I mean, you could fall asleep and miss class, that sort of responsibility. How have you adjusted to that?
I had to adjust to it fast. You know what I'm saying? Never had it in high school, so I got a schedule of this. One time I get to find probably a nap time during my classes, but since that, so I had to keep going. So it's like it's been rough. The first week it been rough, but I got used to it. Now I just know I got adjusted to it, man. So it's like it's been good though. But the first week been rough. That second week got better. Third week I'm on it. Everything showing up. Everything from hours early, 10 minutes early, 30 minutes early. So I've been on top of it.
Next will be Ira Schofel from Warchant.
Hey, Sam, I know you've done a lot of different things on a football field. Coming in at the college level, are you focused on just trying to learn one position, or are you trying to show all the different things you can do?
Just noticed, man, my freshman year, probably just work on one position right now, since it's just probably one of the biggest seasons we're probably going to have. So just working on just being a better corner, just to work on that. We got a ton of guys that still can play multiple positions. So not trying to show my talents yet, probably next year, all season, try to show my talents. I can do all that, but just probably right now, just working on that corner position the best.
Next will be Chris Nee from Noles 247.
Hey, Sam, I know you were banged up during the Under Armour week. I think it was a foot or ankle. How are you feeling? And are you able to do everything in tour of duty and such?
Something like that. I got into the mat drill, you know what I'm saying? Even though with that, so even I was banged up during the Under Armour game, I just sat to the side. I knew I was gonna get up here early, so I just didn't want to keep arresting and getting hurt even more. So now when I got here, probably that first week, getting in the training room, they've been doing a really pretty good job getting me back into stuff. So I've been getting back to almost 90%. So I'm trying to just get to that probably 110% of everything. So I've been good with my ankle. It's been perfect getting back to everything. So hopefully get back in the tour duty soon.
All right, we'll go back to Brendan Smith.
Hey, Sam, you mentioned playing cornerback to start off your career here. Can you kind of explain to people who maybe aren't familiar with your game what you bring to the table at corner, what you do well, and I guess some things that you're working on to improve on moving forward?
What I bring to this table is just a tall, long, big outside, can run with anybody, any receiver. So just how that matchup with tall and tall, big on big receiver versus corner. I think that brings a lot to the table, not just having a small corner out there with a big receiver. So been working on my game. Probably only thing is probably trying to track down more, just track down receivers wise. So I know when I get my eyes and hips on them and I'm leaning on them, when the ball's in the air, I just lose to receiver and I'm just tracking the ball after that. So just probably stay on my receiver and all that. That's the biggest thing I've been working on.
Next will be Matt Marshall from the Orlando Sentinel.
Sam, I wanted to ask, what has stood out to you about the history of Florida State when it comes to how they've developed defensive backs? What what really kind of drew you to this idea of trying to continue your career at Florida State?
Just to know you've seen Deion Sanders, Jalen Ramsey, what's the other one? Yeah, Derwin James. Just to watch all them three, like basically the heroes I've been watching since I was a kid. Just to know they had that dog mentality when they was coming here. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say I always seen that in Florida State. So I was like, I ain't no point I can play there. I never thought I was gonna get an offer from here. So when I got that offer from here, and I was like, yeah, I can probably turn that to something, probably have a better record than what they did here. So that was one of the reasons.
All right, we'll go back to Ira.
But kind of following up on that, in choosing Florida State, you had some schools that have had more success recently than Florida State's had that have recruited you as well. Why were you interested in helping a team that's been down a little bit as opposed to going to a team that's already winning a lot?
So all my life I've been that one kid that's always playing with a team that basically have non-superstars or people that's been, so it's basically I've been like that main person that's always been that guy. So just to watch Florida State and seeing they had that one guy, Jermaine, probably from last year, had that one guy that was just always working, always been a man. So just to hear from him, watch Coach Norvell, watch him, how the leaders grow. So it was something I could see another team winning. Yeah, winning is all good, but when it's going bad, let's see how you work. And the other teams that show that to me. So Florida State showed me how everything going bad, how they still work in the process and still goes. Well, we went like 6, 5, and 7, and still can come back to the net. Nobody's doubting the team. Everybody keep working, getting better each day. So that's why I chose Florida State.
All right, next will be Kurt Waller from Tallahassee Democrat.
Hey, Sam, they bring back, the FSU brings back basically almost everyone in the secondary, a lot of guys who played a lot last year. I guess how excited are you for what should be to be a part of what should be a really intense competition for playing time in the secondary?
It's going to be a hard work competition, but I see I can match myself with those guys coming in. We all been talking to each other. We always work, but when it's time to get into, I think, March, we all just got to put our difference to the side and work to see who can get that spot. So in this playing with this group of talent, with these defensive backs, I think I can match up with them.
Next will be Aslan Hajimandi from Warchant.
Sam, just want to get your impressions on some of the wide receivers that are here now at Florida State, some of the transfers that have come in. Can you maybe just describe what you've seen from these new guys?
From these new guys, I've basically been worrying about the receivers while I say the new guys, but I've seen a couple of them. They're pretty good, pretty great, like pretty wide. They go up and tap the ball more than last year. I see can run routes, get out of their breaks faster, quit that first step. So seeing them new guys working like that, I know we could probably have a pretty good, decent year this year.
All right, we'll go back to Brendan Simone.
Hey, Sam, wondering if there's any, it could either be veterans who you've kind of become friendly with or newcomers, fellow freshmen. I guess anyone who you kind of gravitated towards and become friendly with since coming to campus?
Coming to campus, probably one of them is AZ, Azaria Thomas. That's little bro right there. So I always call that's my son. So I know that we per like first click, it was just like, yeah, I could probably match up with him, the stuff that he does that in school that can help me. I know that can help me watch just like the way he do stuff is just like, yeah, I can be a part of that. That's a big part. So yeah, Azaria Thomas.
Next will be Austin Cox from Warchant.
Hey, Sam, welcome to Tallahassee officially. You were a guy that was pretty close with Marcus Woodson when he was recruiting you. How has the first month kind of been around him and how, just the whole defensive back room in general?
It's been great. So with all this recruiting and them on the road a lot, we've been trying to have time to talk to each other, get around each other more. That relationship still up there. So once I know recruiting done wise, they can start being around us more. probably just go out to eat one day just to have a good talk with him, have a fun with him and all that. So our relationship is it's like basically like a father and son, something like that. So that's how our relationship, that's how I see our relationship was. He helped me get better with introducing myself to people a lot. So I appreciate that for him.
We'll go back to Matt Marshall. You want to go somewhere?
Sam, I want to go back to something you mentioned. You said you've always been kind of part of teams where maybe you were the best player and you've had guys maybe around you that you're trying to help lift up. I wanted to ask, what did you learn from those experiences? What kind of stood out that you maybe can kind of help you go along with this experience with Florida State?
Just to, you know what I'm saying, being the best guy, know I got other guys that's on an elite talent level that we all on the same level. So now I can know I can depend on people. That showed me a lot where I can depend on our safeties, any other that. So like if I can be in man here and I can tell him that, hey, I got him locked down. So just have my back. And now I can know I can count on somebody. That just made a bigger part. Like I can count on someone that I know in the secondary that's not on the other side as me, but right behind me, and that can have my back on everything. So that's one of the biggest parts of, yeah.
We'll go back to Austin Cox.
Sam, you were someone who was a pretty explosive guy on offense, special teams in high school. You know, with special teams, is that anything that you've been working on with that? Is that, you know, someplace where you see as yourself as someone who could, you know, be a role in that area?
I don't know anything about offense this year, probably but I know everything about special teams. So probably gonna see me a lot on special teams, but not on offense. I'm probably just gonna be working on just that defensive side, just stand on one side of the ball this year, just to be a big help on the defensive side and special teams. Just to be the guy that I was in high school, just translate that into college. Just I know I have a lot of freestyle I can do, return kicks, return punts, and just to put up points on the board and help us win. So that's the biggest thing on special teams and defense.
All right. Thank you, Sam.
Appreciate you.
Recording stopped.